What's up, everybody? It's John here from Another Joe. Ryan and I are actually shooting a whole bunch of films and good stuff for the upcoming album release, Ready or Not. But whilst here, I thought it would be a great opportunity to talk about P Against the Wind and thank a few people that were involved with us during the making of this album. Now that it's available and released and it's getting into everybody's hands, and I just wanted to shout out some thanks and maybe talk a little bit about what we had to do to make this record. We reached out to a fellow named Jason Flower who was set up in Saanich on the island, and we basically just took over the upstairs of his parents' house and moved couches around and moved beds around. I think we slept in the basement on the floor over a weekend, and then we recorded the songs that came out on P Against the Wind. I believe it was all live off the floor. We tracked everything, but we played it together. I'm almost positive that's how we did it. And so we got through it fast, and the song sounded great. And then came, after we recorded the guitars and the bass and the drums and everything was happy, came my turn to record vocals. And I sucked. I also lost my voice. So I sucked and I lost my voice. And I'm sure it was just nerves and I was freaked out and the whole thing. So we went back home with a somewhat recorded album and no vocals. Fast forward to scouring the Georgia Strait classifieds back in the day. There was a guy in there, and he had promoted himself as some guy named Ernie at Big Midget Studios. Nonetheless, we met Ernie for the first time, and we recorded vocals. We also mixed the album with Ernie, and then voila, we have an album, P Against the Wind. Like, so what do we do with the album? Because we just, whatever pennies we had left over, we just pissed away because John couldn't sing an album. So steps up Tom Thacker. At the time his main squeeze band was Gob. He released it on his independent label called Positive Records, and that's how we made CDs. And it wouldn't surprise me, and I can't remember, he probably paid for Eat It Bernie's the video. I'm just going to assume he did because I probably didn't buy it. So a huge thank you to Tom for not only taking care of this, also someone who really inspired us. And if it wasn't for your involvement, there's absolutely no way that this album would have come out the way it came out, when it came out. And I can tell you also, Tom and Theo, absolutely Theo as well. Theo recorded demos with us at my dad's sign shop when I used to work at my dad's sign shop, and those two were just amazing to us, and they were just, I'm eternally grateful for Gob's involvement in our lives, Tom and Theo in particular. So thanks, guys. Huge thank you also to Jason Flower in Saanich. Jason never, ever, I don't think, ever got the CD P Against the Wind. Fuck. So Jason is getting a record sent to him immediately, and we've talked, and I know he's really fucking pumped to get his hands on it. So thanks so much, Jason. You did an awesome job recording us. I want to thank this person right there. That is our friend Ingrid. And this picture, I don't know how I even got my hands on the picture back in the day, but somehow she had this is a picture of her. Cool fun story about that is when it came time to releasing the LP or re-releasing the album on People of Punk Rock Records, we had to rebuild the artwork. I had to rebuild the logo digitally, source this god-awful font that was used that any designer in his or her right mind would fall over and die before using it, but for some reason that's what I picked. Out of everything that was rebuilt, unbelievably, I found the original print of Ingrid that I had scanned originally when making the album. And I couldn't believe that. Back in that time, I was a bit of a transient. I didn't live anywhere really for any long period of time. So me keeping Another Joe stuff was not a priority. So it's unbelievable that I even found that. So I was able to rescan it. It was damaged. And I did some work on it. Pretty cool. So thanks, Ingrid. I don't know who this person is.
I thought you were going to go into a story about who that guy is.
The story of this guy is I don't know who he is.
I hope he's doing good.
You know what, guy?
I hope he went pro.
I hope you went totally pro and you got signed and, you're killing it. Huge thanks to Rob, my friend Rob, who we're friends to this day, who sang backup vocals on this. And a big thanks to Jeremy, who's my brother. Thank you so much for the backup vocals. And also Jeremy is the illustrator that made the now classic headless skater image that we use. Cool. So thanks, Rob and Jeremy. Well, fucking people at Punk Rock Records, holy crap. Dudes, thank you so much. You guys are so awesome. You totally forgot a super important person. A giant thank you to Justin Perkins at Mystery Room Mastering. Justin is responsible for remastering the album for the re-release. So a giant thank you for Justin. He also did a little bit of editing of a couple parts that were driving me crazy over the last 2 decades. So we got to fix that up. So thank you so much, Justin, for your involvement. And I know I mentioned him, but technically I didn't say thank you. So thank you, Ernie, so much for your involvement in this record. This damn thing wouldn't sound even close to as great as it does sound if it weren't for you, your mix, your time, your attention, and as usual, kind of getting the best out of me for the vocals. So thank you, Ernie, so much for an amazing friendship and as well as for the work that you did on P Against the Wind. Okay, back to your regular schedule programming. Thank you so much to everybody that were involved in making this with us. This started our path as Another Joe and doing what we do. So, thanks.